So Materials Monday, we are back as per usual every Monday at 6 o'clock to talk about everything which is connected to materials. So we had quite a long break, okay, over the summer, but we needed it. I think we need it. I think we go through, 3-4 months, a bit of a break, 3-4 months, because there's only so much energy which you can put into it. And today, instead of having a conversation with a manufacturer, which was not planned, okay, what I would like to do is I would like to talk about a series which I saw the other day. I don't know if any of you have had a chance. Maybe I should go on Facebook. Let's see if I go on. Okay, so I think we should be both on Facebook and on YouTube now. So this is what I understand. Let me see, edit destinations. There we go. Oh, no, we can't. So today we're going to go on to YouTube. And I think I'll just do it on YouTube and then upload it on Facebook. So this is what's happening. Today we're going to be talking about Netflix, which we are all a bit guilty of using. I know I am for sure. But I have watched a series which really kind of struck me, and it was called Broken. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it, but it was interesting. It was interesting because it spoke about fast furniture. And I'm writing an article about fast furniture and how after fast fashion, fast furniture is the next thing which is around. And IKEA is not as good as they think they are. We often talk about IKEA, and I always read and supported them on this because they did a lot to shift their production to Poland, where apparently they use natural glue without any formaldehyde in it. Now, this is good, obviously. It would be better, obviously, to have furniture which is made in solid wood and not in chipwood. So we don't need the chipwood. Chipwood is used for cheaper furniture. It obviously reduces the cost, reduces the weight, so even the transport costs become lighter. But it reduces also its life cycle. And if we really want to be sustainable, it's better to use wood. I mean, you can say that, oh, but if I use chipwood, I'm using the wood which otherwise wouldn't be used, and I'm mixing it with the natural glue. But this also means that in 2-3 years' time or 5 years' time, you're going to have to buy another piece of furniture because its life cycle is much shorter. So when we look at sustainability of a product, how sustainable it is, and when we go down the supply chain to check it out and to do our due diligence, we've got to dig a bit deeper and look at sustainability in its whole context. Regenerative. So I would consider something which is really sustainable if it's made out of solid hardwood, locally sourced if possible, from a controlled forest, so with FSC or PFEC, and not varnished, so possibly finished with oil, as did our great grandfathers, and avoid chipwood. And then I buy it once and I'm not going to buy it again. So I've got this piece of furniture here, which you can just barely see, but this comes from my great grandmother. Okay, so this is all solid wood. I know I've got to have it. I've got to have it slightly refurbished, adjusted, because it's got a bit chipsy in there, with a sort of piece of marble on top, as used to be. But this has gone down 2 generations, and I'm going to have it adjusted, and I'm going to have it back brand new. It probably will cost me more than if I bought a new one in IKEA. If I spend 150 euros and I buy a Malmo, this was another subject of the documentary series. But if I buy another chest of drawers, it'll probably cost me half the amount of what I need to pay to have it restored. But it's solid wood. It comes down from generations. It's got a marble top. On the other hand, I also had some cheaper pieces of furniture which were made in the 1970s, and which the guy told me, it's really not worth it because this isn't solid wood. So already in the 70s, we were shifting towards chipwood. And then in the 80s and the 90s, they really pushed towards the Far East. And I don't know how it's going at the moment, but the Far East is definitely changing. Our supply chains are definitely changing there. So, as I was saying, I had a look at this documentary series called Broken. And one of the episodes was, in fact, about these chest drawers. And what struck me is, in fact, there aren't any legislations around safety of the products for what concerns chest of drawers. And this is quite astonishing. So no one is obliged. It's not compulsory. It's voluntary. So they do give indications, but the manufacturers aren't obliged to abide by them, and they are certainly not obliged to put any kind of certification or mark on their products. I mean, they can put CE to say made in Europe, but it's not necessarily. They can put the mark where they say that part of their product is made with recycled wood. But if it's made in chipwood, it's not going to have an FSC certification. And apparently, from this investigation, our friends of IKEA did not come out very well at all, because the Green Agency, which is an activist agency in Romania, really tracked them down and showed how, in fact, they are buying illegally harvested wood. Now, I cannot think of anything worse, okay, than buying illegally harvested wood. There is no reason for it. If countries are serious about it, they can get themselves organized for areas where they harvest and it grows back. Okay, so why do you have to go and harvest in illegal forests? It's really a contradiction. And that was one, and of course, because why was there this episode? Because apparently, I had no idea of this. There are a lot of deaths around children who try to climb up these chests of drawers, and these chests of drawers just kind of fall on top of them. I found this quite shocking, because we know this happens, and there are tests which can be done, okay, which give you a limit because why does this happen? Because the back is made in chipwood is much lighter than the strength of when someone pulls down a chest of drawer. So if it was more solid, okay, then maybe, and if the chest of drawer maybe didn't pull out so much, it would be safety. It would be safer. There are a certain amount of tests which can be done, but which are not done, okay, because obviously that would increase the cost of the producing this product. IKEA in this case did not, until much later on, recall these products from the market. In fact, they only advised who had bought this product to get into contact with IKEA, and they would give them a small kit of how to attach this chest of drawer to the wall. I found that rather odd. Another episode in this series, Broken, was about cosmetics and how easily we are influenced by influencers. And then, of course, there was also another one about plastics. Now, in case you don't know, I'm quite obsessed with this cleaning, the amount of plastics that go into the ocean, because I am an ocean lover. But Southeast Asia is in really big difficulty. I mean, it was China before, until China banned other countries to send to China their plastic debris to be recycled, because the process of recycling plastic, when most of the plastic cannot be recycled and is in fact burnt, is detrimental on people's health and on the environment. So when China decided to stop being the dump yard of the year, all us nations of Western countries, US, UK, Europe, you name it, had to find another way. And we went down the road of Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia, such as Malaysia, they were open to it. They are trying to control it, but sooner or later, something's going to happen and it's going to go down to another country and then another country and then another country. So we are not really at solving the problem at all. The only way to solve the problem is to stop producing plastic and then clean up. But if we keep cleaning up and we keep producing, and we can't clean up as much as we produce because there are several types of plastic which we produce, it's clear that we're not going anywhere. So, and we will only stop producing when there is no longer a demand. So I cannot shout out strong enough to try and stop using as much as possible plastic in our homes. There are many. Plastic is everywhere. I mean, it's in my computer. This is metal. I've got a plastic mug here. I've got a watch which is rubber, but the lamp in front of me has got a plastic. So it's very, very, very difficult. I know they say it's also very difficult to ban plastic bags, plastic containers for food. Why do we need plastic containers for food? We put them in paper, buy them whole, whatever, but there's no need to use plastic for food. That said, I really advise you to go and watch this. I am not usually someone to go and I'm certainly not getting paid by Netflix. but this is something to go and have a look at. It's called Broken, and I strongly suggest it. Well, that's all for today. I'll see you next week and possibly the week after. Every Monday, not for very long, depends if we have a guest or if we don't have a guest. It can be 15 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes. We'll see how it goes along. Bye for now.